The Great Hall of the Galactic Council stretched across 7 kilometers of crystalline architecture, its bioluminescent walls pulsing with the collective heartbeats of 1,000 species. Today, those walls flickered with an ominous crimson hue as the assembled delegates prepared to witness what they believed would be humanity's final moment of defiance. Ambassador Elena Vasquez stood alone at the center of the hall, her small human frame dwarfed by the towering representatives surrounding her. The Carthan delegation loomed 12 feet tall, their chitinous exoskeletons gleaming like polished obsidian. The ethereal Nexari floated in their containment fields, their gaseous forms shifting between dimensions. Hundreds of other species, some silicon-based, others pure energy, many incomprehensible to human perception, all watched with anticipation. High Chancellor Vorthak of the Dominion Empire raised his 4 arms, each ending in razor-sharp talons that had conquered 17 star systems. His voice boomed across the hall with the authority of absolute power. "Humanity," he declared, his words translated into 1,000 languages simultaneously. "You have been found guilty of 17 counts of aggressive expansion, 43 violations of the Galactic Peace Accords, and the complete disregard for the established order that has maintained stability for over 10,000 years. Elena remained motionless, her dark eyes fixed on the Chancellor. Behind her calm exterior, she could feel the weight of 8 billion souls depending on this moment. Every human colony, every space station, every ship in the void, all waiting for her words. "Your species," continued Vorthak, "has proven itself to be a cancer upon the galaxy. Where others seek harmony, you bring conflict. Where others accept their designated place in the cosmic hierarchy, you dare to reach beyond your grasp. The Council has deliberated, and our verdict is unanimous." The hall fell silent except for the rhythmic pulsing of the walls. Even the translator systems seemed to hold their breath. "You will surrender your spacefaring capabilities immediately. Your colonies will be redistributed among worthy species. Your military will be disbanded, your weapons destroyed. Humanity will return to its birth world and remain there under permanent quarantine. This is not a negotiation. This is a directive from the combined might of 4,000 civilizations." Chancellor Vorthak's compound eyes glittered with satisfaction as he leaned forward on his throne of living metal. "What say you, ambassador of the insignificant human race? Will you accept the mercy of the Council? Or shall we demonstrate why no species has ever successfully defied our will?" The silence stretched for an eternity. Elena could hear her own heartbeat, could feel the collective gaze of beings whose civilizations had spanned millennia when Earth was still cooling from cosmic dust. Many of these species had mastered faster-than-light travel before humanity had discovered fire. Their technologies could reshape planets. Their weapons could sterilize solar systems, and yet Elena thought of her grandmother, who had survived the siege of New Geneva when the Carthan first attacked. She remembered the stories of the miners on Kepler 442b who had held their tunnels against impossible odds. She recalled the colonists of the Proxima system who had rebuilt their cities 7 times after each orbital bombardment, refusing to yield even as their children were born in underground shelters. Humanity had always been the underdog. They possessed no natural armor, no telepathic abilities, no capacity for dimensional phasing. Their lifespans were brief, their bodies fragile. By every logical metric, they should have remained cowering on their homeworld when they first encountered the galactic community. But logic had never been humanity's strong suit. Elena raised her head, meeting Chancellor Vorthak's alien gaze with unflinching determination. When she spoke, her voice carried across the vast hall with a clarity that needed no technological amplification. "No." The single word hit the assembly like a shockwave. Several delegates recoiled in their seats, unable to comprehend what they had just heard. The Nexari's gaseous forms flickered with confusion. Even the bioluminescent walls seemed to stutter in their rhythm. Chancellor Vorthak's mandibles clicked in disbelief. "I beg your pardon?" "No," Elena repeated, louder this time. "We will not surrender. We will not abandon our colonies. We will not disarm our fleets. And we sure as hell won't go quietly into quarantine because a bunch of ancient civilizations are afraid of a species that's barely left its cradle. The hall erupted in chaos. Delegates shrieked in frequencies that shattered nearby crystal formations. Others pounded appendages against their seats, creating thunderous percussion that echoed off the curved walls. The very air seemed to vibrate with outrage. Silence! Vorthak's roar brought order back to the assembly, his forearms spread wide in a gesture of barely contained fury. You dare defy the combined will of the galaxy? Your pathetic species controls fewer than 50 systems. We command millions. Your technology is primitive, your army's insignificant. What possible hope do you have against us? Helena smiled, an expression that most species found disturbing in its revelation of predatory teeth. You want to know our secret, Chancellor? You've studied our tactics, analyzed our technology, mapped our territories, but you've missed the most important thing about humanity. She began walking toward the center of the hall, her footsteps echoing in the sudden quiet. We're not just another species trying to find our place in your carefully ordered universe. We're the descendants of persistence hunters who chased prey across continents until it collapsed from exhaustion. We're the children of explorers who sailed into unknown oceans despite believing they might fall off the edge of the world. We're the legacy of dreamers who looked at the sky and decided we belonged among the stars. The Chancellor's claws scraped against his throne. Romantic nonsense. You will be crushed like every other upstart civilization. Maybe, Elena conceded with a shrug. But here's what you don't understand about humans. We've never met a fight we wouldn't take just to prove it could be done. Our entire history is written by people who heard the word impossible and treated it as a personal challenge. She stopped directly beneath the Chancellor's platform, craning her neck to meet his towering gaze. So yes, you can try to destroy us. You can throw your ancient fleets and your superior technology against our primitive defenses. You can attempt to break the spirit of a species that rebuilt civilization after every plague, every war, every natural disaster our homeworld could throw at us. Elena's voice dropped to barely above a whisper, but somehow every being in the massive hall heard her perfectly. But understand this, we've already won. Because 50 years from now, when your children ask why the galaxy burned, you'll have to tell them it started because humanity looked at the assembled might of 4,000 civilizations and said one simple word. The ambassador turned on her heel and began walking toward the exit. As she reached the great doors, she called back over her shoulder without breaking stride. The word was no. The doors sealed behind her with a finality that echoed through the hall like a death knell. In the silence that followed, Chancellor Vorthak slowly rose from his throne, his compound eyes reflecting the crimson warning lights now flashing throughout the station. For the first time in 10,000 years, the Galactic Council was about to learn what happened when an unstoppable force met an immovable object. And somewhere in the void between the stars, 8 billion humans smiled in anticipation.